Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll share standard measurements for girls' dresses ages 1 to 7 and also teach you how to draft a basic bodice pattern step by step. So here are the standard measurements. Do note that these measurements have ease because children's clothes are not supposed to be too tight on them or too snuggy as they tend to outgrow dresses rapidly. So here are the standard measurements. I have the one for 1-year-old here. Here's the shoulder, chest, half length, gown length, neck width, neck depth, and the armhole length. The armhole is divided into two, so that's why we have half here. Take note of that. This is for a year-old. This is for 2 years. Kindly take note of the measurements as we are going to be using this measurement to draft our basic bodice. This is for 3 years old. Kindly note that this tutorial is beginner friendly and you learn how to draft perfectly. This is for 4 years old. Kindly note the measurements. This is for 5 years old. Kindly note it down. This is for 6 years. Kindly note it down also. And this is for 7 years old. Kindly note it down. All these measurements are standard. And note that if you have a chubby child, kindly measure the child's chest line and also the waistline. But these measurements are perfect. It includes ease, so it's not going to be too tight and it's not going to be too small on your child. So these measurements here, I'm going to use it to draft basic bodies for 6 years old. So after drafting that, you'll be able to draft the basic bodies for other sizes. Okay, to draft the basic bodies for a 6 years old, we are going to be using this measurement. Now this is my starting line, that is the shoulder line. I'm going to come down from the shoulder line by 11 inches, which is the half length. I try as much as possible to mark up to 3 lines. Then I'll roll this into a straight line. Also, I'll come down from here by 5.5, which is the armhole depth. And roll this into a straight line. Now, I'll start inputting my measurement. The shoulder for a 6 years old is 11 inches divided by 2, that's 5.5, plus half inch, that is the shoulder sewing allowance, that's 6 inches. I'll mark my 6 inches here. I also come down here and mark my 6 inches. I'll make this into a straight line. I'll rule this into a straight line. Now I'm gonna come in by 2.5 inches, which is my neck width, and also come down by 2.75. Here is 2.7, this is 2.5, and here is 2.75. So I'm going to come down by 2.75 and mark. So I'm going to make that into a curve. That's my neckline. Then here on the shoulder line, I'll come down by half inch to form my shoulder slope. I'll rule that into a straight line. That is my shoulder slope. Now, to get my armhole curve, here from this shoulder slope to this place, I'm going to find the midpoint. The total is 5, the midpoint is 2.5. On that midpoint, I'm going to come in by half inch, okay, and connect from here to the shoulder slope. tip of the shoulder slope here. Then in order to complete my armhole, I'm going to divide my chest line, that is the chest measurement, which is 26. I'm going to divide it by 4. That's going to give me 6.5. Then I'll bring my 6.5 and mark it here on the chest line. So in order for me to complete my armhole curve, I'm going to connect from here and join here. It's easy. Just join like this. Our armhole curve is complete. Now this 6.5 measurement here, I also bring it to the waist. You can also try and take the child's waist measurement if you want, but me, I prefer using the same measurements, the measurement I used for the chest, also for the waist area. But you can measure the child's waist if you want to put shape there. So I've joined it together. So from here, the shoulder tip slope, the slope of the shoulder, I'm going to come up by 1/2 inch. That's my shoulder sewing allowance to join to the back bodice. So I'm going to connect it like this, like so. I'm connecting it like so. Yeah. Now here I'm going to mark 1/2 inch. That's the sewing allowance for the waistline. That's the allowance you're going to use to join the basic bodice to the lower parts. It can be a flare, you might be making a ball gown. So here is the 1/2 inch. Now for the sewing allowance, I prefer using 1 inch. Depends on what I'm making though, but I prefer using 1 inch. I will show you more once we start cutting and sewing. This video is just for drafting the basic bodice. So here is 1 inch, and voila, we have our basic bodice for a 6 years old. So now I'm gonna cut it out, but note this: a 6 years old does not need a dart, okay? Because a 6 years old does not have bust. The reason why we normally put that is to contour the waist area because of the bust, but a 6 years old does not have a bust, so there's no need for that on a 6 years old clothes. Okay, so I'm cutting it out. Look at how I'm cutting it. It is simple and easy. So I'm going to cut this. And also cut the neck area. Now we are done drafting the front bodice for a 6 years old, and we are going to use this to cut the back. Now, in order to draft my back pattern, I'm going to bring out my front pattern, the basic block, and place it on. I already have my starting line here. So I'm going to come here and come out by 1 inch. Measure 1 inch. That 1 inch is my zip allowance. Yes, that's the zipper allowance. And I'm going to rule that into a straight line. Now I'm going to place my front bodice block directly on this 1 inch line, and also matching it with the shoulder line here, and I'll pin it down. Don't pin it. Now the next thing to do is to come down by 1/2 inch for the back depth. Come down by 1/2 inch on this line. Come down by 1/2 inch. The front neck width, the back neck width is the same thing as the front neck width. The only difference is the depth. So I'm gonna bring out the back neckline. So here's the neckline for the back. Then On the midpoint here, for the back armhole, I'm going to come out by 0.25. Also here on the shoulder tip here, for the back shoulder tip, I'm going to come out also by 0.25. So I'll join this to the shoulder tip here, to the neck tip here. I also join this to form my back armhole. Then here I'll complete the armhole with this curve. I'll join the curve here. Now we have the back armhole. So here I'm going to roll this into a straight line. We are done. Then I'm going to cut out. This is the zipper allowance for the back zipper. This is the zipper. So I'm going to cut this out. This is the back neckline. Cut it out. You cut the shoulder slope for the back also. Then I'll gently cut out the back armhole. Now we have our back bodice. For ages 4 downwards, you will not be coming up by ½ inch at the back. But from ages 5 and above, for the basic block, you're going to come up by ½ inch. The reason is because from ages 1 to 4, they are still little. They are not as tall as from 5 and above. So the back length tend to become longer as the kids get taller. So that is why from ages 5 and above, for the back bodies, you should come up at the center back. You know, this is the center back, this is the zip, at the center back by ½ inch and connect it here. You're not coming up by ½ inch here. No, you are only coming up by ½ inch here. Then you connect it with a slant line to the center back. I'm going to cut this off and show you how it looks like. Now we have our back bodice. We have the front bodice for 6 years old and the back bodice. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also click on the notification bell so that anytime I drop a new video, you're going to be notified. Thanks for watching. Bye.